All right, so I completely forgot to record like the whole last few intro minutes that I just did. I'm not going to repeat myself. So I'll just say this. Thank you for those of you that joined live. Thank you for those of you watching the replay. And let's just get into it. Give me a second while I share my screen. All right, so we are going to learn how to eat more and still lose fat. I know it's counterintuitive. Like I told the people on live here, it is counterintuitive to do this. You think that it's not going to work, but it does. So let's learn how we can do this. So first off, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Lisa Holton. I am a certified nutrition coach and personal trainer. I have been in the health and fitness field for 15 years. I owned a gym for 5 years. I have personally coached thousands of women on fitness and nutrition. I am also certified menopause and weight loss coach, so I can help you balance hormones so that you can start to feel your best and still lose fat. And I am the host of the High Vibe Life podcast. So if you want more information on health, fitness, and mindset, go to the podcast High Vibe Life, where I talk all about that, and I have some really cool guests on as well. Okay, so today we're going to learn why cardio isn't the answer to burning fat, if your low-calorie, low-carb diet is causing more harm than good, are you self-sabotaging, and how to break free from the diet cycle. So I truly am here just to help you reach your goals. Learning how to eat for my body has changed my life as well, and I want to help it change your life. I want you to feel like you don't have to worry about what to eat when you go out, because you know what to choose to feel your best. I want your clothes to fit better. I want you to feel less bloated. I want you to have more energy. And most of the women that I work with don't realize how amazing they are, and gaining control of your health helps you realize what you are capable of. Therefore, maybe you'll go that extra mile and get that new job you want, or you'll feel more confident in parenting, or you'll feel more confident in a relationship. And feeling more confident helps you to live a better life. All right, so let's get started. So you're doing all the things, right? You're like, I'm doing all the things right, so how come I can't lose weight? So some things that are probably happening to you is you're probably eating all the diet food, but you're still craving like the chips, the ice cream, and the bread, right? Like you have all those carbohydrate cravings. You log what seems like endless hours on the treadmill, but the scale won't budge. And you feel tired, low energy, and you just want to eat that candy bar in the afternoon to give you that energy boost, right? So you're like, why do I have all these things going on, even though I'm supposedly doing all the right things? Well, we're going to talk about all of that today. So let's start with why endless cardio isn't the answer. So a lot of you log hours and hours on the treadmill or the elliptical, and you're like, I'm doing all the right exercises. I am doing 45 minutes on the elliptical. Okay, please stop. Like if that's you, get off of the machine, okay? Because this is what happens. When you do endless cardio, steady state cardio for a very long time, it raises your cortisol levels. Cortisol is a fat storing hormone in the belly. Cortisol is a fight or flight hormonal response, meaning your body either wants to fight or it wants to flee. So it raises up that cortisol level so it can either fight or flee. But what happens when that cortisol level goes up is it holds on to all your belly fat because it's trying to protect you so you can survive, right? So you can fight or flee. Doing endless cardio is causing cortisol levels to increase, which means it's causing that fight or flight response in your body, meaning it's causing you to hold on to all of that belly fat that you are working so hard to get rid of. So the more cardio, the higher your cortisol levels. The other issue with this is that you are probably under a constant state of stress right now because you've got responsibilities, you've got a job, you've got spouse, you've got, parents to take care of, you have kids to take care of, you've got work stress, you have life stress, you have your own stress, you have stress on your body because you're maybe not eating healthy, or maybe you're under eating. And so then your body is under stress as well. Your gut is not healthy. So if all of that stuff is out of balance, your body itself is under stress. And then you have outside stress coming in from your job, relationships, etc. So your stress level is already high in your body, and then you're adding more stress to it. And then you do endless hours of cardio, which just adds more stress to it. So you're constantly increasing that cortisol level, which is constantly telling your body to hold on to belly fat so you can survive. Because again, our brain is still in caveman era. Our brain needs to keep us safe. Our brain still thinks we live like cavemen, okay? We know we don't, but our brain does not yet. So you have to counteract that cortisol level. And how do we do that? By lifting weights, okay? And by lifting heavy weights. When I tell females they need to lift weights, they like go and grab the 5 pounds. I'm like, honey, your purse weighs more than that. And you log that around every day, okay? So pick up something that's heavy for you right now in your life, because that weight you're picking up now will one day be light for you. So if 10 pounds is heavy for you right now, awesome, start there. If 25 pounds is heavy for you right now, fabulous, start there. But track that so you know when you need to try to lift something heavier and push yourself. All right, on to the next thing. You're not eating enough food. I know this sounds weird. Again, it's super counterintuitive, but not eating enough calories will cause your body to hold on to fat. Because when you chronically undereat for years and years and years, like most of us have been on a diet for what, like 20 years, maybe 30 years, maybe longer than that. And if you chronically undereat, your body is chronically hungry. And if a body is chronically hungry, remember, our brain is still in caveman days, it's going to hold on to fat because fat helps it survive. It doesn't want to be hungry. It doesn't want to starve itself. So it'll hold on to all your fat. So most of us actually need to start eating more of the right foods so that you can start losing fat. The other thing is you're probably not eating enough or too much of a certain macronutrient, which makes it harder to lose weight. So my clients do get personalized macros. What are macros? It's carbs, fat, and protein. There is a fourth one, alcohol. I'm not going to talk about that today. That's a whole other training. But if you are not eating enough or too much of protein, carbohydrates, or fat, you also will have a hard time losing weight and losing fat because they're not balanced. Your body likes things to be balanced. It likes things to be easy and safe for it, okay? And again, carbs are your friend. Oh my gosh, the number of people that tell me, like, I haven't ate a banana in years. I'm like, what? It grows on a tree, just like freaking eat the banana, okay? You're like, you're not going to gain 20 pounds from eating a banana, believe me. You're going to gain 20 pounds from eating all that diet crap you're eating, okay? That's the problem. You can have carbs, you can eat rice, you can eat oatmeal, you can have bread, you can have all of that stuff. I hope you do eat that stuff because you know what? Whole foods and not the grocery store, whole foods, things that grow from the ground or come from a mother are better for you and will help you lose weight more so than any prepackaged diet foods that are out there. All right, so what should we be eating? Well, we want a balanced plate of carbohydrates, fiber, fat, and protein. So let's go through kind of what those are. Protein is all of your animal sources, dairy sources, protein powder, tofu, and edamame. Those are some examples. There's also things like beans and hummus. You know, nuts can kind of be a protein as well, although they mainly fall in a fat category. But those are just some examples. Carbohydrates are going to be all your fruits, all your vegetables, rice, oatmeal, potatoes, sweet potatoes, bread, grains. And your fats are going to be olives, avocados, nuts, peanut butter, and any of your oils. Now, again, this is a very simplified list for you to kind of get started, but you want to make sure you're eating enough of all of these foods so that you feel full so that you can start to lose fat. So we want to be balanced with our macronutrients here. We want to make sure we're eating enough protein, enough carbohydrates, and enough fat to fuel our body so that we can live our life, move our body, and get our exercise in and lose fat. All right, let's talk a little bit about balancing hormones. So balancing hormones can be very tricky. It's very personalized to each person. Balancing hormones comes into play when you're going through perimenopause or menopause. It comes into play after having babies. It comes into play after any surgeries you might have had, or if your cortisol level is just so high that it has unbalanced your hormones, or if you have a thyroid issue, okay? So I'm not going to go into too much detail on balancing hormones. I'm just going to go into some strategies that can kind of work for you. But again, know that this is like a whole training section in itself, and I will be doing a podcast soon on balancing hormones, but there's a lot of science around this. And again, it's very personalized to you, which is why you want to work with a coach so that you can get the structure and strategies that you need in order to thrive. All right, so some things that can help with balancing hormones is carb cycling. So what is carb cycling? Carb cycling is basically just, let's go back one. Okay, well, I can't go back. Anywho, I know what my slide says. Carb cycling is just a way to rotate how much carbohydrates you're eating in a certain period of time. Okay, so that's what carb cycling is in its very simplistic form. Intermittent fasting is another way to balance your hormones. Intermittent fasting is basically you have an eating window for so long and then a fasting window for so long. It doesn't mean you skip breakfast and only eat 2 meals. That's not what intermittent fasting is. With intermittent fasting, you still want to eat all of your macros in your eating window. So for example, I intermittent fast because it helps me to balance my hormones. I have an 8-hour eating window, and in my 8-hour eating window, I eat 3 meals and 1 snack. Okay. I fast for 16 hours. Now, not everyone needs to do that. Some people can do other forms of it, which is why you should work with a coach to help you. The other thing that can really help to balance your hormones is having the correct ratio of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats in your diet. Some people, most people, women especially, overeat either carbs or fat, and they undereat protein. Almost every woman undereats protein. Most men undereat protein as well. You need to have enough protein in your body in order to feel satisfied, in order to keep you feeling full, and in order to build muscle. Because if you are trying to lift heavy weights and you are not eating enough protein, your body will use your muscle that you're making as energy instead of fat, because it's easier to use that than it is to use fat. But we want to train our body to use fat as fuel instead. All right, so we're going to move on to self-sabotage. So are you self-sabotaging? Most of us self-sabotage, whether we know it or whether we don't know it. So I just want to go through some things that can kind of help you seek this out. So before you lose weight, we have to change how we talk to ourselves. If you want to lose weight, you can't keep calling yourself mean names. You can't look in the mirror and be like, you are such a fatty fat. Like, you can't say that to yourself. Would you say that to somebody else? Would you tell your girlfriend, you are so fat today? Look at your legs. What do you, come on, how do you look like that? Would you say that to your friend or your sister or your daughter or your mom? I'm going to guess like everyone's like, no, would never say that. Well, then why do you talk to yourself like that? So if you wouldn't say it to someone else, do not say it to yourself. You have to believe that you are a healthy person before you see the changes. You cannot keep saying to yourself, hey, fatty, how you doing? And expect yourself to lose weight. Because if you talk to yourself like that, and then it comes time to eat breakfast, what kind of food do you think you're going to reach for? More than likely, you're going to reach for food that's unhealthy, high sugar, high processed foods. If you talk to yourself like you are a healthy person, if you maybe get up in the morning and say, wow, look how much muscle I have in my arms today. Wow, I did 10 push-ups from my toes. Like, that is amazing. I am so strong today. Or even, hey, these jeans look pretty good on me. What kind of food do you think you're more likely to reach for? You are more likely to drink your water. You're more likely to reach for healthy foods that help you to feel good because you're saying nice things to yourself. So what happens when you miss a workout? Or when you eat ice cream? Or when you fall off the plan? What do you say to yourself then? What we want to get rid of is the self-sabotaging talk, the negative self-talk that we have, and we all have it. And I'm not saying it's like, just make a stop right now, because years later, I still catch myself doing it too. But the point is to realize what you're saying and to stop saying it and to say something else. So you're going to reframe your mindset. It's the stop, choose again, repeat method, okay? And when you miss a workout, when you fall off plan, when you eat ice cream, that's totally fine. You just get back on track, okay? It's not about beating yourself up or saying you're a failure or deciding to wait till Monday to start again. No, every second is a new day or a new time to start again, to choose again. So you missed the workout today. So what? Do it tomorrow, okay? That doesn't mean you're a bad person. That doesn't mean you can't lose weight. Your thoughts become, our thoughts become our words, which become our belief. So be very careful about what you're thinking. Again, be aware of the thoughts and the words that you tell yourself, because they will become your belief system. And that's what we need to change, because you are worthy of being healthy. You are worthy of getting to, whatever it is that you want, whatever your goal is in mind. You are worthy of living a long, healthy, happy life. You just have to convince yourself of that. So reframe your thoughts by, again, stop what you're thinking or saying, choose again, and then repeat that. Mantras can be very helpful for this. And if you're unsure of what a mantra is, reach out to me, or you can Google it. But mantras can be very helpful for this situation as well. All right, let's talk mindset. The all or nothing mindset. Some of you have heard this, some of you haven't heard this. What is the all or nothing mindset? It's basically like living in extremes. You either think you're a failure or you think you're a success. A lot of people live like this in the diet world. They think that if they don't follow everything to a T, and if they don't see results in 1 week, they're a complete failure. Well, that's not true, okay? You didn't gain 20 pounds overnight. You're not going to lose 20 pounds overnight. Okay, I call this the Amazon effect. We all want everything tomorrow. I get it, so do I. But that's not going to happen. We're not Amazon. Our body's not Amazon, okay? So you need to set realistic expectations for yourself. But most importantly, you need to realize that this is a journey. There is no end goal. Yes, your goal might be, I want to lose 20 pounds, or I want to fit into a size 10 jeans. No, there is no end goal. This is a life journey of being healthy. Because once you hit that goal of 20 pounds or getting into those jeans, there will be a new goal. And then there will be a new goal. And then there will be a new goal. You need to learn, how can I enjoy this process? How can I enjoy this journey? Because the journey is not one straight line. The journey is not right, like success goes up like this. That's not the journey. The journey is like up a little, down a little, up a little, fall back, up, down, fall back, up. That is the journey, right? And if you cannot learn to enjoy that and to find success and wins along the way, you're always going to stay in this all or nothing mindset. Learning how to live your healthiest lifestyle is all about trial and error. Even when you have a coach, it is trial and error, because you know what works for you isn't going to work for me. And what works for me isn't going to work for the next person. Yes, there are strategies that will work for a majority of people, but they all need to be tweaked slightly for that individual, because we all have a different family history. We all have a different lifestyle we're living. We all have different bodies and genes. So all of us need to realize, if you want to live your healthiest life, your longest life, you need to enjoy this journey, enjoy this process, learn what works for you and your body, not what works for somebody else. What works for you? What foods feel good to you? Okay, that's why it is so important. And I talk about this all the time on Instagram. It is so important for you to start lifting weights. So important. Because that not only makes you strong, right? Like my shirt says strong, it makes you feel good. It makes you feel so good. And then pretty soon, you don't care what the number on the scale says. You don't care what your jean size is because you know that you are strong, not just physically strong. Lifting weights is a mental game as well and an emotional game. You are on the floor doing those push-ups and you are like, come on, Lisa, you can just eke one more out. Eke one more out on your toes before you go to your knees. That's what I said to myself this morning. We had to do 30 push-ups. Oh, 3 sets of 10. It's coming, Melissa. Beware. It's like the third pod, right? We've done chest for 2 pods, man. I'm burning. And I'm like, okay, I can do these push-ups and you're on your toes. And I'm like, okay, one more, Lisa, one more. And then you can drop to your knees. And then you do the one more. And then I drop to my knees. But you know what that showed me? It showed me that I can do this. I can do this. I am strong. I can push through when things get hard. So lifting heavy weights, challenging yourself when you work out isn't just about physical. It isn't just about getting stronger. It's about getting mentally stronger as well and emotionally stronger. Because now I know, right? I have proof that I did 11 push-ups on my toes. But not only that, because that means next time I can do 12, but not only that, it means that I pushed through when I could have stopped, but I chose not to. I did something hard that was hard. That means I can do other things that are hard, even if they don't relate to fitness. Okay, so lifting weights is more than just physical strength. It's emotional strength, mental strength. You can do hard things. You just have to show yourself that you can do hard things. Don't give up. I could have given up on push-up 8. I was like, this is going pretty good. Should I drop to my knees? I mean, I could have, but why? You don't ever know what your wall is and how to push through it if you stop when it's easy. So go that extra bit, right? Pick up that extra weight. See how far you can go. Also, doesn't mean you're a failure if you have to decrease weight. So here's the example. We did shoulders again. Today is shoulder chest day. So we did shoulders, trying to get to 17.5 pounds on a shoulder press, okay? I know some of you are doing like 20s like that. I'm amazed at that. Those of you doing over 20 pounds on shoulder press, totally amazing to me. So I'm doing my 17.5s like this, okay? 2 sets. I could barely get it up. I knew my form wasn't good. So I thought, you know what? I'm gonna go to 15 pounds on the 3rd set because I want my form to be good. I don't wanna get hurt. Don't wanna hurt my low back. Don't wanna hurt my neck, right? Just working those shoulders, baby. And that doesn't mean you're a failure. It doesn't mean that the workout didn't matter just because I dropped 15 pounds. What that means is, hey, next time we do a shoulder press, let's see if I can do 2 sets and 1 extra rep at 17.5 pounds. That's what that means. That's what that means. That's all it means. Okay, so maybe my shoulders were a little extra tired today. I mean, the kettlebell workout yesterday, it was like brutal. And 2 low carb days in a row, my shoulders were not probably as strong as they could have been on other days. If I would have done this workout tomorrow after a regular macro day, I probably could have gotten more reps out, yes. But it doesn't mean I was a failure. It doesn't mean the workout didn't work. It's data, right? It's data for us to learn and to grow as people. All right, also with that all or nothing mindset, practice being in the present. Be in the present. Stop worrying about the future. Stop worrying about the past. Be in the present. How can you enjoy this moment? How can you enjoy this meal? How can you enjoy this day today, right now? Is there a way you can help somebody today? That will also get you out of that all or nothing mindset. And focusing on how you feel. Like I said, with lifting my weights with a shoulder press, I could have felt defeated, had to drop weight, could have felt defeated, but you know what? I didn't, because my shoulders are getting stronger, right? A year ago, I wasn't able to lift 17.5 pounds on a shoulder press at all. And now I'm doing 2 sets of 10. Sometimes I can eke out a few more. That's progress. It might be slow. Some of you are like, holy hell, it took you a year? What the F? Yes. Yes, people. It takes a freaking long time to build muscle. Okay? It takes a long time. Which is why you need to start enjoying the journey. Because this is a life journey of you getting strong, learning what works for you and your body. All right. Let's move on. Let's see if my computer wants to work. Here we go. Okay, so if you do all of this, after 3 months, how different could you feel? How different would you feel after 6 months or 1 month? Because you know what? Time is going to pass anyways. So do you want to learn how to get strong and healthy, or do you want to keep going with your chronic dieting, under eating, over exercising, and never getting the results you want? 2 choices you always have. Keep trying it on your own, doing everything on your own, trying all the fad diets, staying in the same loop of trying and failing. Or you can commit 100% to your health and you can try something new. Because you know what? I want this to be the last program you ever have to do. So this is the only way. I don't know why I put option 1. This is the only way to work with me. Maybe 1 because I'm the best. I'm the best coach. There is 1 way to work with me. It is with the premier online personalized nutrition and fitness coaching program that fits your body and your lifestyle. It's a 6-week program, includes personalized nutrition with macros, meal plans, and recipes, daily workouts for at home or at the gym, either 20 to 30-minute workouts. You get daily coaching. You get support and accountability. It is a proven system that works because I have done it. It works, people. And everything is on an app, so you can take it with you. It's only $199. That's it for the 6 weeks. It is like cheap. All of this stuff that you get, you should be paying thousands of dollars for. Thousands of dollars for. Okay? You're not going to get anybody else that has a program like this with the knowledge that I have. You're just not. And you're definitely not going to be able to pay $199 for it if you find someone. Okay? So this is how you can work with me. I have a 6-week round that starts on Monday. So if you are interested or have questions, feel free to reach out to me, or you can click the link in the email to learn more. All right, so we do have Q&A time. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand. I can unmute you. If you are watching this on replay and have questions, just reply back to the email you got this from and ask me your questions. I love chatting with people. I love helping you reach your goals. Even if you don't want to work with me, I still love helping you. Because if we can help one person get healthy, especially the female, we are touching 5 generations. That is actually scientific proof there. If you help the female get healthy, you are touching 5 generations get healthy. Because the females are in charge of their community, whether you have children or not, whether you have a spouse or not. You know friends, you know relatives, you know friends, you know coworkers, and most people take advice from women on their health. So when you get healthy, you are impacting 5 generations. That is huge. I just want you to think about that for a second. You are impacting people that haven't even been born yet. Think about that. You are changing the trajectory of not only your life, but someone else's life who hasn't even been born yet. Just think of the impact you can make just by changing your own health. And then I will leave it with this. 70% of Americans go into a nursing home because they can't get off the toilet. Like, seriously, people? You can't get off the toilet? That means you don't have the arm strength to pull you up or the leg strength to get you up. If that doesn't make you want to start lifting weights and squatting, I don't know what will. Because that there scares me. I don't want that. I don't want that for anybody. I want you all to live your longest, healthiest, best life ever doing the things you want to do until you're like 115. Okay? And the only way you can do that is if you start being healthy now, today. So reach out to me if you have any questions. Join the link below so that you can get registered for my Monday round. And I thank you so much for joining me on this call. I hope you guys all have a fantastic day.